Good Friday morning, everybody. We made it through yet another week, if you can believe it. This is the last session of the week. We'll be back next week, of course, but we're back with Brittany and with Mark. And guess what, Mark? Mark didn't know he was going to be on camera today. And you're on camera. Congratulations. He gets to be here for the beginning. They're both sporting beautiful Canvas and InstructureCon t-shirts today. We're glad to have them. A couple of our fantastic consultants. Mark is going to help me on the back end today, and we're going to turn things over to Brittany so that she can talk a little bit about K-5 specifically. There's been a lot of interest in what we offer, what we can do for K-5. I was on an interesting call with a really great administrator just earlier today from the Elizabeth Ford schools, and they just rolled out Canvas the past year. K-5 they've had some really good success with. So we're going to be doing a session with him in the next couple of weeks, but excited to have Brittany and Mark here to talk us through what we can do with K-5. With that, Brittany, Mark and I are peacing out. Good luck to you.
Thank you. It's so great to be here today. I'm going to share my screen. My name is Brittany Firestone, and I have the privilege of supporting the 8th largest school district in the nation with the adoption of Canvas. Over the past 3 years, we have got Canvas going in many, many schools. And today we're going to focus on some of the adoption strategies that our team had working with elementary schools. And also show you some of our favorite Canvas features when working with elementary teachers and students. Also, we'll look at some ways to digitize that Friday folder. So the first thing we'll take a look at is my roadmap to Canvas adoption. I know it can look different for everyone, but I'm going to show you some of the things that I have done that have been successful and getting Canvas started in elementary schools. Also, we'll have the opportunity to look into some school-wide Canvas courses. These are real courses that are live now with students and teachers. Also, I'm going to show you some of my favorite Canvas teachers that bring a smile to every elementary teacher's face and share some awesome Canvas resources. And Mark will help with that in the chat. So here we go with my roadmap to Canvas adoption in K-5. So starting out with thinking about adoption in elementary schools, I like to think about what are your school's goals? Not Canvas goals, not technology goals, but what are goals that your institution? I've worked with schools that want to focus on mathematics achievement, closed reading, or even a point-based house system for school community. We want to take those goals and help Canvas bridge that gap. So what can we do in Canvas to help make you successful with your school's goals? So we'll collaborate together during an initial meeting to see how Canvas can help achieve those goals. And then we'll make a plan for action plan with quarterly milestones. So what are we going to do during each grading period to help make us successful in meeting those goals? When I go out to schools, we often showcase with them a goal sheet. So each year, at the end of the year, I'll capture the Canvas data and analytics from their school sub-account and put it onto a goal sheet so they can see the number of published courses and the number of teachers and students that were actively using Canvas and assignments and media and file uploads. Also, our team has established a share, apply, elevate step ladder for Canvas usage, where if they're at the share level, that is when they understand what Canvas is and they are aware of it on their campus, and they might have a few courses published and teachers are beginning to build in sandboxes. It's typically that initial year as we're getting started. Your apply level is most teachers have published a course at your school. Administrators also have courses published to help model Canvas best practices on campus. And people pretty much know what they're doing. That elevate level is we are making Canvas go to the max. We are using some awesome features in Canvas and making Canvas do the work for you. So really, we want to help schools get to that elevate level. And as a learning consultant, that's something that I do. So we take the school's goals and we make them into little milestones. And in elementary schools, I often like to chunk them into mini sessions, because if anyone's worked at an elementary school before, you know that your opportunities to support teachers are going to be that 35 minutes when kids are going off to special area. So it's that really quick time frame. So we'd like to put it into mini sessions to make it that digestible bites for the teachers and students. Also, I'm a data person, so I love collecting data and bringing it back to administrators. That way they can see their school's growth. This is a real school here with some names anonymized, but you can see that we had some little mini session visits where we focused on different topics. And then COVID-19 hit, and you can see some major growth here. But throughout the year before COVID, you could see more courses were being published, more students were engaged in Canvas, and more was going on. So we're taking those baby steps and making growth. Another really important feature to me is modeling best practices. If teachers are expected to do something, we need to make sure that it is being modeled on campus. So if we are publishing courses for our 4th grade classroom, we want to make sure that there is a course published by the principal at the school as well. That way teachers can see what it's like to interact in that course as a student. Also to see that everyone on campus is engaged and involved and going to make it happen together. So one way we've established that is with a principal's corner and a student body course. These courses were blueprinted out to schools, so they're auto-enrolled courses. That the greatest thing is that if a new teacher or a new student comes to the school, within 48 hours, they're auto-populated onto the roster of these courses. So no one has to think about adding anyone. It's just incredible. So these are really popular to use for sharing professional development, just school documents, videos, calendars, announcements. The Principal's Corner course I've also seen really utilized hard during pre-planning week. Each day's resources are posted. Even putting the school handbook in Canvas, we can have that acknowledgement slip in the form of a Canvas quiz. We're not collecting slips of paper anymore and having the bookkeeper put them away. We're able to get this data electronically through Canvas. It auto-compiles for us. It's beautiful. Those student body courses, we're able to bring the teachers and administrators together that work with all the students in the school and share resources out that way. Often the media specialists and guidance counselor and different club teachers are using this course to share information out to students and parents. So I have a school today that was let us use some of their courses. We could actually hop in and take a look at what a Principal's Corner and a student body course would look like. Now hop into student view. So this is a Principal's Corner course. So this course here, the principal uses for posting announcements in a school-wide calendar. Also, some faculty discussion boards are here, so that way faculty can ask questions, respond to each other about any different topics. We have a welcome message, and we have some links to other important pages like school resources, schedules, a place to actually submit lesson plans as assignments, and some school-wide initiatives like closed reading and PD resources. Also, we have all of the weekly newsletters posted here as well. So this is a Principal's Corner course. It's just a hub for the faculty to go to. Another course that we'll take a look at is that student body course. This is the course that is auto-enrolled for all the students at the schools, and in K-5, their parent observers are also tied to them. So the parents have access to this course as well. Oops. And as you see, this course we branded to their school, but here the principal posts announcements just through the announcements feature. In Touch Weekly is a newsletter sent out each week. But what I also love is that there's links in the course that actually go to other courses in Canvas that are facilitated by different teachers on campus. For example, the Media Center, when it's clicked on, this goes to their school Media Center course. These are resources the media specialist has added for the students. Same with the Counselor's Corner. The guidance counselor has curated some resources that are available for the students at the school. And they even have links to their school website and social media handles, so they can actually click and go right to different resources there. So it's all available for families right in that student body course. This particular school during distance learning was actually posting specials live using the conferencing tool. So the special area teachers were doing live specials on Fridays for the students to join in and participate live, which was pretty cool. Another favorite course, just to highlight, is in elementary school. We have our morning announcements. And if you have been behind the scheduling of elementary schools, you know that lunch sometimes starts at 10, 12 a.m. and that fifth graders might go to specials at 8:48 a.m. And finding just 7 minutes for students to sit down and watch the morning announcements school-wide can be very difficult. And so one thing that some of my schools are doing now is actually using Canvas Studio to post their morning announcements. It is really cool because they're able to post them, and then teachers have the flexibility of when they want to share them with their class. So it might be during snack time, or it might be at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. They can choose when to show their class the announcements. Also, they can even be shared in a course that has students and families in it. That way, if students want to watch them again at home so their parents can see, that is an option as well. So in this course, they actually click to watch, and this is all done through the announcements tab of the course. So you can just, they click and they can see all the different days, and then simply by clicking on an announcement date, the announcement appears. This is just a cool announcement using Studio. They allowed it to be open to comment, so that way students could actually comment on the announcements. Sometimes there's a word of the day or a math problem of the day where you can actually be interactive and build school community just through a Canvas course. It is incredible. So there's so many different ways that you can build school community, bring everyone together, and without even getting into all the individual teachers' courses. So that is our next step, that these are our school-wide enrollment courses where we can model best practices. So as I'm working with schools, and we're trying to, our end goal is to build capacity amongst the teachers in the school so they're comfortable using Canvas with their students. And that makes the parents excited and able to help the students as well. Some ways that I've found that I've been successful are pilot teams. That might be a person from each grade level or an entire grade level that I'm working with in a one-on-one or small group setting to get them comfortable with Canvas. That way they can then work with their teams. Another option is building up digital leaders. So having digital teacher leaders on campus where they can come together to learn about these Canvas tools, and they can be the person that other teachers go to. They can ask questions in the hallway like, hey, I'm trying to post an announcement. How do I delay postings again? Those are questions they can ask each other. And those digital leaders have access to me as a consultant to support them as well. So if any question gets a little too tough, I'm always there. And like I said earlier, the mini session model I have found to be extremely successful, both in person and during virtual learning. Distance learning is also worked really well. So just chunking content into small pieces. If we're working on new quizzes, just focusing on 2 or 3 question types that we're going to try out, or communication features, or getting organized with modules, just making Canvas approachable so we can try something, apply it in our courses, and be successful. So here are some of my favorite Canvas features that I love to highlight when working with teachers. Commons. I heard someone use the analogy earlier this week that Commons was teachers share with teachers. And I was like, that's it. So Commons is a great place to get started. There are incredible templates. The school district that I work with actually has created their own templates as well. So it's really helped teachers get started with their courses. Those templates have buttons already built in and customized navigation. But even if your school district doesn't have those templates, in the teacher share with teachers world on Canvas Commons, you can search for the subject area you teach, and I bet you someone out there has shared something to help you get started. So you can filter through resources, look for your grade level, and see if something works with you. So Canvas Commons, I cannot emphasize enough. It's an awesome place to start. Another resource, this is my absolute favorite, is Canvas Studio. Canvas Studio allows educators to add videos in that could come from YouTube, or they can use screen recording to record their own or their webcam on their device. And these videos can then be shared with students. It gives you powerful analytics to see who has viewed the video, for how long they viewed it, even if they skipped ahead. I know when I was working on my master's degree, when I found out about those analytics, it was like, oh dear, I better watch the whole video. So for an elementary teacher, it's great because they're able to see who's following along. Also on studio videos, you can embed quizzes. So in my classroom, I taught 2nd and 3rd grade. I would never have my students watch a 5-minute video without pausing it, because I'd want them to process the content so we could talk about it together. So through these studio videos, we can actually embed questions in. So students will watch the video and then a question will pop up and they will respond to it, then continue watching. There's just so many cool, powerful tools with Studio. And what's not to love, that Canvas Studio quizzes are auto-graded as well. So we're not even having to collect a worksheet and score it. It's a really awesome feature that's available to you. So some other communication components that are critical in Canvas that I think help digitize that student planner and those Friday folder handouts are the announcements feature. I know I would write a weekly newsletter and print it and put it in all 19 Friday folders. We can do those through Canvas. Another great feature of it is that you can actually even delay postings. I have a little one at home, so sometimes I'm working at 3 a.m. That's when I have a moment of time. In this case, if I wrote a message, I could delay the posting, so it's not going to send until 8 a.m. the next morning. So you can write your newsletters. Also, if new students join the class, the parents can see the archive of everything you sent all year, unlike through traditional email or something that was handed out in class. The calendar is awesome. For parents with multiple children, they can actually see all their children's courses in the same place. They can choose a color for each child, see those events right in one place. And as a classroom teacher, you control the calendar. So when you add an event to it, it's going to auto appear. It'll also allow you to move an assignment around. Let's say you need to adjust the due date. You can click and drag it, and then it'll auto adjust on the student and parent versions. It is really cool. The inbox works like traditional mail, email. that you can select the parent observers or the students in your course, and you can send messages to them directly through Canvas. And for many students that don't have email, this is an awesome option. And the conferencing tool is incredible. You don't have to worry about any Zoom hacks because Big Blue Button conferencing is built into the Canvas course. So only students that are enrolled in the course have access to the conference. So they are the only ones that can join because the conference is hosted actually through their Canvas course. So it is a really cool feature. Some other components that I love is SpeedGrader. When you have those Friday folders and things are passed out, teachers typically write in the margins or give scores and feedback. And we're afraid when we move to a LMS or an electronic version that students might be missing that, but they are not. As a teacher, you can use SpeedGrader to give that actionable feedback that students can see right away. So it's a really cool feature. You can see the annotation tools that are there. And on the screen, this sample is actually a Google Cloud assignment that is embedded in Canvas. So the student was able to manipulate a document by dragging some labels onto it and simply click the submit button. So we're basically making an editable worksheet that the teacher can score. So some really cool options. Modules are critical, not only in higher ed or in high school, but in elementary school as well. My students, I would have that folder for them. And even if I told the students to keep everything in a certain order in the folder, it would never happen. So what's great about the module structure is that you can keep things organized for your students to find them in your course. A lot of teachers like to organize their modules by unit or by week. It's really up to you. And just a few features left that I love. New quizzes. It's available in Canvas now. There are some awesome interactive question types. This example is a hotspot question where we could ask the student to simply click on the triangle. And if they tapped on the triangle, it can auto score it for them. So I love it. It does not feel like a typical multiple choice assessment. There are so many really cool question types available in new quizzes that are appropriate for kindergarten through 5th grade. Could be a picture of the water cycle and they're clicking on a certain part of it. All different resources that you can use with new quizzes. And you could even embed audio into some questions as well. So here are some of our favorite external tools that work with Canvas. I know Nearpod and Google Cloud assignments are some of our favorites with the district I support, but Newsella, Khan Academy, Discovery Education, CK12, they all have integrations with Canvas that work really well with our K-5 students. So I'd like to highlight those. So I am a part of the Learning Services team, and I am a learning consultant. If you're interested in learning more, just reach out to your CSM or sales rep. And Mark, I think I am good.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to be on here for just a minute. So if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, we've had some things that have popped in. Looks like our friend Eddie is talking about Seamless was set up during our integration. Good. No questions there. If there's any questions, bring them in. Bonnie, just keep talking there to our friend Eddie. Eddie will take good care of you. He knows exactly what's going on in the Canvas world. Oh, interesting question, Carrie. So Looks like Carrie's got some issues with the rich content editor. Any options for improving it? It's a great question. I'd have to look on the roadmap to see what's on there. How are you guys using it with OCPS? Bonnie, how are you guys using the rich content editor today, and is it successful?
Oh, yeah, teachers are using it all the time. I know with the recent changes of it, we definitely have had to do a little bit of adjusting.
Good.
But teachers are using it to create pages, assignments all over Canvas.
Very cool. Talk to us. There's been a lot of talk in the industry about privacy. That's obviously a huge focus for us at Canvas. There was a question here from Terry, Dr. Terry Cullen, hi friend, that says, how does using an LMS protect students online? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So I can tell you a little bit about what we are doing, or what the school district we support does. So they are using a single sign-on for students to log into Canvas, and that's authenticating them for their Canvas login and all their other district applications. So the Canvas courses are private to only the students enrolled and their guardian observers. And also Canvas protects students by only allowing guardian observers will not be able to see submission, see discussion boards or any contributions from other students in the course. They will only be able to see what their own child has contributed to their Canvas course, as well as their classroom teacher.
Awesome. Looks like Kate is asking us on LinkedIn, is there going to be a separate session related to the analytics piece? Kate, give us some more information about what you're talking about there so we can get you a good answer. Oh, Jody on Facebook. Hi, Jody. Any updates coming to further update the Google assignments? So it's more like Google. Excellent question. I don't know if you've checked out, Jody. We had a really good session with one of our administrators, Kat Flippin, from out in Georgia, who talked a whole lot about Google. That's one of the sessions that's up on our website on instructure.com, more like Google Classroom. That's one you ought to go check out, because I think you'll find some pretty interesting things that Kat has found and figured out from a Google perspective. Let's see here. I think that gives us quite a bit. Special thanks to both Mark and to Brittany for joining us today. I'm talking about this Mark right here that you can see, not me, Mark. You guys were like, that's kind of weird. Why would you call yourself out? I'm not doing that. Thanks to Mark and to Brittany. Awesome presenters doing some really cool stuff. Kirsten, I agree. This was a great session. So congrats to Brittany and Mark. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks and be safe, everybody. See ya.
Thank you.